Hello, my name is Jackie Hill and I'm the instructional librarian here at Moy Library. You are doing a rhetorical awareness project and you need to find some popular resources to use for that project. And that's what I'm going to show you how to find today. Now, I would just like to take a minute and talk to you a little bit about the advantages of using the databases that are available to you through the University of Mount Olive as opposed to doing a Google search. Databases have some advantages that Google doesn't unless you are willing to spend a lot more time ensuring that your Google web pages are reliable and valid. You don't have to do as much work with database articles as you do with Google. So when you search in a database, you can be more assured that the articles that you find are reliable. In other words, they're trustworthy, they're things that you can depend on. You know that they're not going to be biased, prejudiced, or full of incorrect information. Those articles are also valid. That means they're based on reasonable, logical arguments. There are many more searching features in databases. For example, you have a much greater capacity to filter so that you get exactly the articles that you want. Another advantage of using the database articles is the ready-made citations. If you find an article on Google and you do your homework and you ensure that it's reliable and valid and not biased, then you've got to write your citation for that article from scratch. And that's not impossible to do, but in the databases, almost every database now, the ready-made citations are available. Also in the databases, there typically are special features that are usually not available in Google. For example, you can change the article from one language to another. So if your native language is Portuguese and you'd rather read the article in Portuguese than English, you're able to do that. And also there's usually an audio capability so that you can tell the database to read the article to you, and that might be helpful to some of you. So what we're going to do today is head over to Moy Library where you access the databases, and I'm going to show you 3 databases where you can find popular resources as opposed to the peer-reviewed resources that we normally look for. And when I say popular resources, we're going to be looking for magazines and newspaper articles. So that's what your instructor would like you to find. And the 3 places we're going to look are in NC Live, LexisNexis, and Points of View Reference Center, and I'll show you where to find that. So first of all, let's just start in NC Live. That's the largest collection of databases that we have. And I want to point out in NC Live that there are actually 2 ways to go about finding what you need. Number 1, you can use the basic search. And the nice thing about the basic search is it separates the scholarly peer-reviewed articles, which are in the first column, from the news and magazine articles. And it will display the first 10 articles that came up, and these will be sorted by relevance. Then you can click on this See More link, and it will bring up the thousands of articles that came up for this huge topic, global warming. You will always want to look at your filters over on the left. And the nice thing about the filters is that you can narrow down exactly what you want. Just like when you're doing online shopping and you narrow down by size, color, price, so that you go from looking at, let's say you were shopping for a winter coat, if you when you first put in your search and you didn't use your filters, you might get 1,500 results. When you start narrowing down by size, color, price, or type of coat, then you end up with 20 coats instead of 1,500. So it makes your selection a lot easier. Same thing with using your filter in NC Live. Notice that you can sort these articles by a subtopic of your larger topic, by a certain discipline or subject area, by date. Here you can look at just newspaper articles, you can look at just magazine articles, and there are more selections. And you want to make sure that you always select for full text. The advantage of doing an advanced search over a simple search is you have some other filtering options. For example, you can add additional keywords. You can put one phrase in the title. I'm going to use the fills option. So I can say only give me the articles that have global warming in the title. You can tell the program I want articles on global warming. I want that phrase to be in the title, but I do not want anything about ecosystems. And I'm going to go back and change this from ecosystem with an asterisk, and that is telling the program find any words that start with this base word. So what I'm really getting it to do is to eliminate ecosystem and ecosystems, plural. Then you've got your content type. I want magazine articles. I want newspaper articles. I want full text and search. And notice that I've still got a huge number, but I've got still got some filters that I can use, but I'm better off than I was to begin with. So if I want the last 3 years, I want discipline, I want environmental science, and notice that when I use that filter and I have to apply it, it gets it down to 4 results. So your filters are extremely important. So when you're using NC Live, it's important that you either use the basic search and then your filters, or if you get too many results, then you might want to go in and or if you use the basic search and the articles are sort of all over the place and not exactly what you need, then you need to go into advanced search and use some of the other features to help you narrow down that topic. So that's NC Live. Now, the other thing I want to show you, the second one, is LexisNexis. This is a database I really like, and it's great for searching for newspaper and magazine articles. I'm going to search the news. Global warming and ecosystems. Now it gives me some options here. I can search major world publications, newspapers, and magazines. I'm going to do all, and I'll show you why I'm going to do that in just a second. So I've got 994 articles, and notice that I can now go in and pull out just the newspaper articles. One other thing I want to show you about this, let me open up an article and show you how to find your citation for this. It's a little bit convoluted in LexisNexis. If you forget how to find the citation, just call me or email me and I'll remind you. You will go over here to this little book icon and you will tell it to display bibliographic information in a new window. You choose your source type. Let's say we choose APA, and you export, and there it is. The last one I want to show you is Points of View Database, which is one of my favorite databases. I'm going to Electronic Resources, Electronic Databases, and then I'm going down to the P's, Points of View Reference Center. And all of these databases have the advanced search feature. If you need more filters, that's what advanced gives you the option for. I would go to the advanced if you've done a basic search and you find out that you've got way too many options and you need to drastically narrow it down. That's the time to go to the advanced search. Now this one already has full text chosen. It gives me newspapers, magazines, radio and TV news transcripts. That's one thing I really like about this database are the news transcripts. You would need to check with your instructor to make sure that those were legit to use for this project, but I'll just show you, for example, ABC News, Fresh Air, that's from NPR, which is a resource that I really like. And here's that option I was telling you about where you can listen to it and it will read to you, which is an interesting feature. So just to recount, there are 3 places I would suggest that you look for your sources for this rhetorical awareness project. Definitely NC Live using a basic or an advanced search, either one. Remember, filtering is extremely important because that's how you narrow down the articles so that you're getting the articles that have the topics that you want. Also, LexisNexis Academic, That's a great place to find newspaper and magazine articles. And then the last place I would suggest is the Points of View Reference Center, which has a good selection of magazine and newspaper articles. Now, let me end with saying if you have any problems finding exactly what you want, or if you find too much of what you want and you need help narrowing it down, then there are 8 of us on the library staff who are more than willing to help you. Thanks a lot.